Welcome to the Vault Excel. Thank you for joining me. This is live number 2. Sean Diddy asked the judge yesterday to have a lawsuit pertaining to sexual assault dismissed. Sean Diddy Combs on Friday asked a federal judge to dismiss a lawsuit alleging that he and two co-defendants raped a 17-year-old girl in a New York recording studio in 2003, saying it was a false and hideous claim and that it was filed too late under the law. The legal move is the latest piece of pushback from the 54-year-old hip-hop mogul and his legal team, after he was subjected to several similar lawsuits and subsequent criminal sex trafficking investigation. Mr. Combs and his companies categorically denied plaintiffs' decades-old tale against them, which has caused damage to their reputations and business standing before any evidence has been presented, says the filing, which also names Combs' own corporations as defendants. Plaintiff cannot allege what day or time of year the alleged incident occurred, but miraculously remembers other salacious details despite her alleged incapacitated condition. So what does that mean? She was drugged, inebriated, or both? The lawsuit was filed in December and amended in March by the woman who now lives in Canada, whose name wasn't disclosed in the court filing. She says she was in the 11th grade at high school in a Detroit suburb in 2003 when Harvey Pierre, the then president of Combs' Bad Boy Entertainment record label, flew her to New York on a private jet and took her to a recording studio where she was given drugs and alcohol until she was incapable of consenting to sex. Then the lawsuit said Pierre and Combs, and another man she didn't know, took turns raping her. The lawsuit included photographs of the woman sitting on Combs' lap that she said were taken on the night in question. And I believe those are photographs you've seen online of a young woman sitting on Mr. Combs' lap and her face is blurred out. The defense filing asks that the case be dismissed now with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled to protect the Combs defendants from further reputational injury and before more party and judicial resources are squandered. One of the plaintiff's attorneys, Michael J. Williman, said in a statement in response to the filing, "At this point, no one should take anything Diddy or his lawyers say seriously. Today's motion is just a desperate attempt by Combs to avoid accountability for Ms. Doe's allegations of gang rape and sexual assault. It won't work," quote unquote. At this early stage of the lawsuit, the arguments are procedural than on the facts of the case, rather than the facts on the case. Some of the lawsuits filed against Combs involve decades-old allegations and are among the more than 3,700 legal claims filed under New York's Adult Survivors Act, which temporarily suspended certain legal deadlines to give sexual assault victims a last opportunity to sue over abuse that happened years or even decades ago. The new deadlines established by that law expired, but the suit Combs filed the motion against Friday was brought under a different law, New York City's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Law. That city law also allows accusers to file civil complaints involving sexual assault claims after the statute of limitations has run out. So, Mr. Combs, you are in trouble if somebody else decides they want to file lawsuits in the state of New York under this Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Law. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, have mercy, have mercy. But Combs' motion argues that the suit was filed too late because the city law was preempted by the state law, whose provisions mean the lawsuit needed to be filed by August of 2021 to be timely. New York state law trumps New York city law without exception, the filing says. And naturally, let's say it goes through, this will probably come back to bite a state's attorney in the you-know-what, in the tail. We will see. The amended version of the lawsuit filed in March sought to address some of these issues, but Combs' attorneys argued that it doesn't go far enough. The judges ruled the woman will need to reveal her name if the lawsuit moves forward after this challenge. Will she reveal herself? We will see. The Associated Press does not typically name people who say they have been sexually abused unless they come forward publicly, as some of Combs' accusers have done. Friday's defense filing also criticizes the suit for including a bolded, legally irrelevant trigger warning calculated to focus attention on its salacious and depraved allegations. Woo, big words. The public airing of allegations against Combs began with a November lawsuit by singer Cassie, his former protege and girlfriend, containing allegations of beatings, rape, and other. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. Lost my place there for a minute. And other abuse, between 2005 and 2008. The complaint filed by the same attorneys who brought the suit being challenged Friday was settled the day after it was filed. So that's very interesting. Same attorneys for Cassie are filing this lawsuit from a Jane Doe who now lives in Canada. Very interesting. Combs denied the allegations through his lawyer before the settlement. Then why did you pay Mr. Combs? Because you know she has receipts. Is that why you settled, sir? But that's what's so interesting. You settled with Cassie, but you didn't do it. But yet other people are coming forward to say similar scenarios took place with you and your entourage and eyewitnesses. Now, who do we believe? Okay. The complaint filed by the same attorneys, once again, who brought the suit being challenged Friday, was settled the day after it was filed. Combs denied the allegations through his lawyer before the settlement. More lawsuits against Combs were filed in the following months. Then on March 25th, Homeland Security investigations served search warrants on his homes in LA and Miami in a sex trafficking investigation. His lawyer called it a gross use of military-level force. The investigation is continuing. Combs has not been charged. Last month, Combs filed a motion to dismiss a suit filed by Joy Dickerson, who said she was 19. She was a 19-year-old college student when Combs drugged her and sexually assaulted her. So now we have him wanting a case dismissed by Joy, who was 19 at the time, and that information got out to her, or back to her, because somebody saw the video footage of her having sex with Mr. Combs, and they just wanted to let her know, hey, this is what's circulating out here. Now that's one incident. Now we have a 17-year-old who's now, older, of course, 17 at the time, 2003 allegedly, saying she was gang raped by Mr. Combs and two other defendants. Mr. Pierre Harvey was mentioned. Let me go back up here and get that set information. Wow, have we been a busy, busy boy. I guess that's why you use that term, that record label, Bad Boy. Bad Boy Inc., Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records. Because you knew you were a bad boy. And you've been a bad boy a mighty long time, Mr. Sean. Wow, wow, wow. Right here. A woman who now lives in Canada, name hasn't been disclosed in the court filings, says she was in 11th grade, living in a Detroit suburb in 2003 when Harvey Pierre, the then president of Combs Bad Boy Entertainment record label, flew her to New York on a private jet and took her to a recording studio where she was given drugs, alcohol, until she was incapable of consenting to sex. Then the lawsuit said Pierre Combs and another man she didn't know took terms, sexually assaulted her. CBS News is the source, if you're curious. So all of these allegations are similar, Mr. Combs, involving alcohol and drugs. Also, allegations from some woman who worked on one of your yachts says the same thing about one of your sons, engaging in inappropriate behavior. She took a shot of her drink and she was incapacitated or felt strange or weird. So this is your MO, and I guess you passed this on to your children. Allegations, of course. But as Mr. Bond said in an interview, I believe with News Nation, that he doesn't believe all of the allegations against you, but he remembers seeing unknown men going into hotel rooms that you were occupying. And that's similar to the allegations coming from Cassie. and also Mr. Lil Rod. Strange men having sexual relations with you, your girlfriend, the lady of the hour, and also he woke up in the bed with you and some strange folks. So Mr. Bonds didn't lie about strange men in the hotel rooms with you. But he don't believe rather, that you coerce women and sex traffic women. And so now we look at this content of him flying some young lady, having Mr. Hervey fly a girl up to see him wherever. This goes to that commentary from Mr. Bonds. Well, yes, he flew people here and there, but I didn't see him force anybody, I guess, on the plane or force them to have sex. Of course not, Mr. Bonds. Why would he want to do it in front of you? Now, there are some men, kind of like R. Kelly, didn't mind showing his behavior in front of his entourage, eyewitnesses, security team, other women, because he wanted to show them who was in charge. Maybe Diddy chose what he wanted to do in public and behind closed doors. But you have attested that you've seen him beat Cassie, so that's violence. So violence in public and violence behind closed doors, they're the same damn thing. It just depends on the creator, what they want to create out in public. Who cares? The behavior is nasty and it's vile, and the cat is out of the damn bag. Matter of fact, it's a whole lot of cats out of the bag. How about that? And these lawsuits are going to keep coming, and they're going to keep coming under this other protection law coming out of New York. We will see. The point is, he settled a lawsuit with Cassie. That's good enough for Queen. Why she stayed so long with him, berating her and bringing other men into the male prostitutes into this scenario, because I would not want to be dating a man and then voila, another man pops up in the room and another man pops up in the room, another woman pops up in the room. Why would I want to be a part of that? To each his own. But I wouldn't want to be a part of it, and that's just me. Everybody's different. And that's the one thing I don't understand about her, is why would you allow him to bring other people into the room? And let's just say he forced her the first time and she was like, hey, I'm not with this, I want to leave. And he forced her, or he had the people pin her down. I don't know. Just hypothetical. After that one time, let's say it was forcible sexual assault with other parties, you should have known to run like hell and cut his ass off. Because like I said, many women are abused by men and they stay for whatever reason. Okay? But you're also now talking about sex with other partners, and you ain't down with that. So at some point, a person has to draw the line and say, okay, I'm putting up with this, and this from this person. They're sleeping around with different women. They're bringing sexual partners in the bedroom, and I'm not down with that. They're beating me. They're talking down to me. They're controlling me. Where do you draw the line? Because my understanding, this was an on and off situation for many years with she and Puffy. So I can't see 9 years or more. Every time I have sex with you, you're bringing somebody else. Let's keep it real now. You're bringing somebody else, plural, into the bedroom, the hotel room. But I ain't down with that. I don't like that. And mind you, you're berating me, putting your hands on me, dominating me, gaslighting me, and now I'm having sex with all these random people that I don't want to have sex with. And 9 times out of 10, he was filming it. So besides him having film of Cassie and other various women and the lady of the hour, these other people, prostitutes, male prostitutes, women prostitutes, however it went, escorts, you're in those videos as well. And I'm looking forward to somebody saying, oh yeah, when we raided the house, this is what we found. A whole lot of film with Mr. Combs in action with different folks. It's just ridiculous. This is R. Kelly replay. In the closet, out of the closet, part 2 or part 3, or whichever number you're on, because I can't keep up. Who else is going to bring forward an allegation against Sean Puffy Combs? Will he settle any of these lawsuits that have come about in the past couple of months, several months. Little Rod, Joy, this other woman out of Canada. And what's the validity to the allegations from these people? Well, like I said, they are similar in nature to what Cassie brought forward months back in the winter. So I'm going to lean towards some of the stuff that they are saying is true. Just because a person does not come out and tell you that they were sexually assaulted by a famous person or a random person, it does not mean the event did not take place. Many people are sexually assaulted each day. Children are sexually assaulted and they don't tell on their pedophiles. So why is it different when it's an adult? It's not. And usually people won't believe the allegation because the person is famous. Oh, why would he do that? He can get any woman he wants. I've heard that before. Why would he try to touch you or come on to you or ask you to have sex? He can get any woman he wants. Well, maybe he wanted with this person because they don't want it. They don't want to have relations. So he's even more turned on. Are you sure? Come on, come on. And if he's a sadist, he's going to try with anybody. How about that? Short, tall, fat, unattractive, black, white, blue, green, doesn't matter. Because most sadists aren't picky about their victims. A victim is just that, a victim. Now, Sean Puffy Combs, a week or so ago, posted to IG or whatever, wings and standing around holding hands with people and talking about weathering the storm. You are the storm and you're the cause of the storm. As they say, you're the reason for the season. You orchestrated all of this nonsense and these allegations. Had you been living right and doing what you were supposed to do, walk a fine line, you wouldn't have these problems. You would not have these problems at all. And I understand it. A lot of men like sex. A lot of them like kinky sex, dirty sex. But there's a fine line of forcing someone to do something that they do not want. They've told you no, then you back away and walk off. Because the universe is filled with willing participants. So why do you need to take it? And you have also been accused, Mr. Sean Puffy Combs, of also liking men. And some have accused you of possibly fondling boy children. And it all goes hand in hand with pedophilia. It usually starts at a young age. Either you were touched or you were introduced into sex young, and then you grew a penchant for sexual behavior, pornography, filming, voyeurism, peeping, touching, groping, and sexual assault. See, it's stages. As I've always said about voyeurism, peeping toms, sadists, sexual assaulters, how long do you think they're going to look in the glass when they're walking by the store window and they see something they like in the window? You know, nice coat, nice pantsuit, whatever it is. How long is the sadist going to just stand and gape in the window? He's not. He's going to go in the store because he's going to get tired of looking through the glass, you see. He's going to want to step in. He's also going to want to touch the fabric. Try it on. That's what you have with sadism. Gotta try the outfit on. See if I like it. Maybe I'll buy it. Maybe I won't. But I want to feel it. Evil. The evil that men do. And sadly, somebody has to pay the piper, bear the consequences of evil doing, such as sadistic acts as sexual assault. And I won't doubt there are many, many people who have been accosted by Mr. Combs and his entourage and associates. It's just a matter of if and when they'll tell it, and if you'll believe it. That's the latest information from CBS News. Mr. Combs asked a judge yesterday to dismiss this lawsuit of an alleged sexual assault back in 2003, and the female was then 17 years of age. Some nasty business. I don't see an end in sight. I'm going to be truthful. You know when I'll see an end? It'll be kind of like a R. Kelly replay of you being incarcerated. And then they'll possibly die down. People stop talking about you. And then somebody else will pop up and say, I got a story to tell. It's a hot butter mess. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. Please check my community page for said updates, polls. I will put a poll up about this nonsense here. So look forward to seeing that in the next 10 minutes. And please check my shorts, because I have done a lot of shorts today pertaining to Sebastian Rogers and his biological parents and Mr. Nasty Proudfoot. Please check out those shorts and check out my latest information on Adam Montgomery, who has been sentenced to 56 years for the murder of his girl child, Harmony Montgomery. Kayla will be getting out of prison this month, and when I get an update to that information, I will gladly bring you that update as well. Once again, Sean Combs, 54, asked the judge yesterday to dismiss a sexual assault case lawsuit. We will see what happens. Bad business. But this is the fallout of being a bad boy. Like, share, subscribe, drop the comments below this video. You have been listening to the Vault XL. Thank you.